Minnesota, we are back. And we have the year one offseason on the table today, the 2024 NHL entry draft, the re-sign phase, and the free agency period. So we have a lot to do. We do have a lot to do, but I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room. The Winnipeg Jets, the Stanley Cup champions, they defeated us in the Western Conference Finals. And I know I said it in the last video, but I don't think that that's all that bad, right? There's two ways to look at it. The bad way, oh, you failed. This year's a failure. You didn't win the Stanley Cup. You should be ashamed. Or there's a good way to look at it. This team made great strides. In real life, the Wild didn't even make the playoffs. And for the last 20 years, the Wild made one Western Conference appearance, Western Conference Final appearance, you know? So there's two ways to look at it, and I'm going to choose to look at it from the good way, right? This is the best franchise appearance in the playoffs that this team has ever had. Western Conference Final, and we went to 7 games. We could have won that game. That could have been us in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Buffalo Sabres. That could have been us winning the Stanley Cup in year number 1, right? Who knows? But sure, it sucks that we didn't win the Stanley Cup, but we can't think about that. Because in the offseason, in this video, the team is going to get better. And it starts with the NHL entry draft. If we head over to the draft board here, then we can see that we have 4 picks. The first round pick, second round pick, fifth round pick, and the sixth round pick. Not a lot of draft capital here in Minnesota. And it is the 29th overall pick that we get. So if we go over to round number 1, I've watch listed 2 prospects, and we need to choose which one of them we want to go after. Michael Brandt-Nygaard or Thomas Galvis. Now, Galvis, that two-way defender from the Extraliga, and I think that's Finland. The two-way defender, he's got pretty good, I don't know, a lot of B's and C's there. NHL ETA is 3 years. Or we can go after Michael Brandt-Nygaard, the Norris kid from the Allsvenskan in Switzerland. And I think that this is who we're going to go after. The decor on this team looks really solid, and with Brock Faber, which is still being as young as he is, the decor is really only going to get better on this team. So we don't need that extra defenseman in the system. But the forward prospect pool on this team, especially the forwards that are already on the team, are not super great. This team needs a lot of bottom 6 help, and I think Michael Brandt-Nygaard is going to be our guy as well. NHL ETA is 2 years, similar style Jeff Carter, right? Jeff Carter scores a lot of goals. I don't know. Maybe he can be a bottom 6 scorer for us in the future. A- shooting, A on puck skills. I don't really care if he's not very fast, he's not very physical, and he can't play defense. That's fine. I'm looking for a bottom 6 scorer, so we're going to go after Michael Brandt-Nygaard in the NHL entry draft. The only issue is that the Central Scouting rankings have Michael Brandt-Nygaard slated 3 picks before our own at number 29. So we are going to have to trade up in the draft, and that is going to include our own first round pick, trading up to like the 24th or 25th round pick, or overall selection. All right. As well, at the NHL entry draft, we are going to find a Ryan Hartman trade. We are going to move on from Ryan Hartman. That extension kicking in this offseason is just too much for us to afford. We simply cannot pay him $4 million to play on the third line. So, 2 things going on at the draft. We are trading up, and we are getting rid of Ryan Hartman. Okay, sounds good. So first thing we need to do is go to like the 20... Nobody here. What if we just go to Colorado? 25th overall pick. Do they want my 29th overall pick? Nope. I'll have to give him a skater. So let's give him... Hunt? No. Yeah, Hunt and this Parker. Scratched, unsigned kid. Okay, so we are going to try and trade up to the 25th overall selection, and we are going to try and use the 29th overall selection. Damon Hunt, and Callum Parker. So the 29th overall pick, Damon Hunt and Callum Parker to the Colorado Avalanche in exchange for the 25th overall selection. Trade accepted. And hopefully That is going to be enough to get us Michael Nygaard. All right. So now the first two overall selections in the draft belong to Central Division opponents, which is not ideal for us, especially because there are some really studly prospects that I created. So John Frog, first overall pick to the the Chicago Blackhawks, power forward out of Canada, of course, and he's going to be a beast. He's going to be a beast playing with Bedard for the next 17 years. Second overall selection goes to Zachary Dolan, to the Utah Rattlesnakes. Where is he out of? I don't know, but he's got an X factor. He's that two-way defender. All right, so the Rattlesnakes get their back end piece on the blue line for the foreseeable future. To Montreal goes Peter Phillips, out of somewhere. I don't know where he's from. But again, two-way defender, stud muffin, medium elite potential. So two back-to-back defensemen going second and third overall. Berkeley Catton to Washington. We know all about him. Charlie Conway to the Kings. I wish he went to the Ducks, but that's okay. That's okay. To the Stars goes Caden Lindstrom. Oh, Jesus. The Stars are going to be good. New Jersey gets Tija Ginla. Philly, Sam Dickinson. Anaheim gets Kivi Haru. And Seattle will round out the top 10 with Zane Perrick. Cool. So we're just going to go ahead and sim up to our pick. Clark Caswell, Basha, and Michael Nygaard is still on the board. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. we gotta make our pick like a general manager here. Walk it up to the fucking floor. The Minnesota Wild would like to thank the city of Las Vegas for their amazing hospitality. We'd also like to give a huge congratulations to the Winnipeg Jets on their recent Stanley Cup victory. With the 25th overall selection in the 2024 NHL entry draft, the Minnesota Wild select from Mora IK of the Allsvenskan, Michael Nygaard. Boom. Make pick. There you go. Medium top 6, 70 overall. That's kind of exactly what we were looking for. I like that a lot. Decent puck skills. Not great defensively. Pretty good shot. Pretty decent shot. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, Michael Nygaard. He's gonna be a piece. He is gonna be a piece. And I'm fucking putting him on the first line in the AHL. Without a doubt. After us goes Paris Chak? I don't know. I want to look at this Galvis guy as well. Okay, so Colorado gets Galvis. So effectively, we're trading Galvis for Nygaard. Medium top 4. Yeah, he's just not. He's not as great as Nygaard is going to be. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. Elik, Cristoforo, cool, and somebody to Montreal. All right, so now we need to find a Ryan Hartman trade. We need to send this Ryan Hartman guy to the Shadow Realm. He has a decent amount of trade value. But we already went through in the season and we got Ryan Hartman's 10-team no trade list. This is not going to change, right? We're allowing ourselves one trade list every year. Every calendar year, January 1st to January 1st. That list has to be the same. So Ryan Hartman's list is the Ducks, Stars, Red Wings, Oilers, Preds, Islanders, Rangers, Sharks, Blues, and Jets. So the Ducks don't even want him. Ducks do not want him. Dallas wants him. All right, hang on. I should be checking these off here. So Ducks do not want him. Whoopsie. Dallas does want him. Detroit does not want him. Edmonton does not want him. Nashville does not want him. The Islanders do. The Rangers do. The Sharks do not. The Blues do not. And Winnipeg does. Okay. So the only teams that we can okay a Ryan Hartman trade to are the Dallas Stars, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, and Winnipeg Jets. And immediately, I'm noticing that only two of those teams are not in our division. So those are the two teams that I would like to trade him to. So let's go to the Rangers and let's just see kind of what the Rangers are working with here. So they only want to give up prospects too. That's the thing, is that the teams that want a guy like Ryan Hartman are contending teams, so they don't want to give up pieces, which sucks. The Islanders, they want to give anybody up. Dufour is a good prospect, but he's not really what we're looking for. I would love like just a decently cheap middle six winger. Let's see. Islanders don't really have. Do the Rangers at least have anybody decently cheap in the middle six? No. No. Okay. Well, what about Winnipeg? Winnipeg won our division this year and the Stanley Cup. So maybe they will have somebody. Are they willing to give anybody up at least? Nope. They're about to make their selection here. Vasainen? Solid guy. Oh, man. Alright. So let's try Dallas now. Because Dallas does want Ryan Hartman. They want everybody on my team. Now, Dallas was not contending as well. Dallas was like bottom of our division almost. So maybe it makes sense for them to want to move on from some pieces here. Like a Wyatt Johnston, even. But I don't really need any centers. I need a winger, like a Logan Stankoven. Jesus, Sagan has no value. Good lord. Maverick Bork can only play center, though. This might go through, like 1-for-1 for Wyatt Johnston. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, to be honest. I really would like Stankoven. He's got medium elite potential. I mean, there's no way that it makes any sense for them to trade Stankoven. Even if we give them like another prospect even. No, it would have to be Johnston. Would be the only guy that would make sense for. And then if we give up as well Riley Height, that would go through for sure, but now we have to think about where is Johnston going to play. Because he can't play. I don't want him to play center on the third line. He's listed as a second line forward. I would love to play him on the second line. So if I could do. What, can Rossi play on the wing? That's my question as well. Because if Rossi can play on the wing, then we're happy. Where's Rossi? Rossi cannot play on the wing at all. Maybe do we just pick up Johnston and just play him on the wing anyway? Like, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense. Because I don't want to trade him to Winnipeg. And the Islanders and Rangers just don't have anybody. You know? So let's try and get a third out of this as well. Ryan Hartman, Riley Height for Wyatt Johnston, and a third. Trade accepted. We're happy with that. We are actually extremely happy with that. I did not think that we were going to be able to get anybody similar to Wyatt Johnston even for a guy like Ryan Hartman. So we're happy. We're happy. That's a good trade for us. That is a really good trade for us. Could be a potential top six sniper for us. 2 years away, Merrick Bodine from Chicoutimi. Let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome to the Minnesota Wild. Medium top 9, 63 overall, two-way forwards. That's not ideal. But he'll be good. He'll be good. Is there anybody that we missed out on? Anybody that we missed out on? So a couple medium top 9s. Medium top 9, top 9, top 9, top 9. Okay, yeah, we're good. We are good. Anybody go before us with like low elite or something like that? I don't think so. Medium backup is not bad. Alright. Let's try and find a low elite steal here. Low top 4. Joe Malhotra. Low top 4 two-way D. He's going to be like 62 overall, but I don't hate that. 57 overall. Offensive defenseman. Hey, Joe Malhotra. Couple of years, he could be something. Yeah, just AHL top 6s everywhere. Everywhere with these AHL top 6s. I believe this is our last pick of the draft. I'm going to take the bottom 6 power forward. Kari Pirieta. Cannot skate for shit, but he's going to lay the body. Low bottom 9, 59 overall power forward. Pirieta. Alright, I think that's a successful draft. To be honest, I think we're happy. I think we are happy. Brandsteg Nygaard is going to be that middle 6 guy of the future. And then kind of Bodine, Malhotra, and Pirieta can be solid guys. Decent guys, roster spots, pretty much. Let's go ahead and save it right away and then jump into the re-sign phase. We only have 4 pending guys, I think. Gotta re-sign all my coaches. Actually, I am not gonna worry about my AHL head coach right now. Just because I want to make sure that my AHL head coach's like schemes and shit match up with my NHL head coaches so that I can test my AHL players' chemistry on my NHL lines. So generous. Aiden Generous. Holy fuck, this guy's insane. This guy is so good. Okay, here we go. Line strategies. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, so we gotta find an AHL head coach with these same line strategies. So that we know if our prospects are gonna work in the NHL or not. But before we do any of that, we got to worry about re-signing some of our UFAs. Look at that. Zadina jumped up to an 83. We like to see that a lot. We like to see that a lot. And he only wants 2.5. I got to lock this guy up. I got to lock this guy up. I can get him 8 years at 3.5 mil. Is that cheese, though? Is that cheese? I don't think so. I don't think so. He'll be 32. Even if he's only like an 83 when he's 32, that's fine. That's fine with me. Jason Zucker hopefully is not asking for too much. 2.7. Do I want Zucker back though? I think I do. Yeah, I need some scoring in that bottom 6. So Zucker's coming back. I'm only gonna give him 2 years. Just because that's the rest of our window is 2 years. Kubalik as well. So only going to get 2 years from me. And if we can get him on the same as Zucker, then that'd be ideal. Shillington as well. I would like to lock up Shillington. Hey. I don't know if I want to give him 8 years, though. I, I don't think I want to give him 8 years. Um, I'll go. You know what? No, no, no. I won't even lock him up. I won't even lock him up. Let's go 3 years, 2.7 for Shillington, and then check on goalies. We gotta bring back Fleury. Oh, he doesn't even want that much. He does not even want that much. 2.75 for Fleury, and then we'll see. I don't really care about the coaches. Don't really care about the coaches. So Shillington's back, Fleury's back, Zucker's back, and Kubalik and Zadina is back. So Zadina is locked up now as well. Zadina is on the team forever. Where is this guy here? 8-year contract extension for Philip Zadina, making $3.5 million. That is a steal of a contract. Even if he's low top six potential, he's going to play on that second line. He's going to get a shit ton of points, and he's going to grow. He's going to grow. We can change that potential too, right? Like, we can get that potential up to medium top six, high top six, low elite, something like that. I like that. I like that. And I think that's everybody except for like these AHL guys. So Goligoski, if anybody's asking for over a mil, I'm letting him go. I'm letting him go. Phillips, there you go. Come on back. Oh, he grew. We got some good growth out of Phillips. 31 assists on that first line with Kuznetsov. We like that. We like that. Murmis. Nope. See ya. Shaw. Come back. Walker. Back. Chisholm. No, thank you. Lucchini. Come on back. Backman. Breakfast. Fogarty. Ellison. Sure. Sure. Let's get all these guys. Raxa. Here. Johansson. And then we'll go to unsigned, and we'll get Brandseg Nygaard as well. All these other guys, Bodine, Pirietta, and Malhotra, I'm going to give them another year or two in their junior league. And then I think that's everybody. Oh, shit. I didn't want that. Okay. So still $4 million in cap space, and we got everybody. We got everybody. Okay, we're good. We're good, but we don't have a lot of money to work with here. Do not have a lot of money to work with. Let's simulate up to free agency now. Right, and I do need to hire a coach as well. Do need to hire a coach, so let's go through. I might have to go through with the Twitch GMs here and find an AHL head coach, because this is probably going to take a very, very long time. So I think we have found the AHL head coach that we are looking at. My first thought was Stefan Scarlett, because his defensive chemistries are perfect. We are looking for pinch cycle, balanced, balanced, but his offensive chemistries are a little bit too astray for me. Such is not the case with Bedřich Čechmanek. His defensive chemistries are also perfect. Pinch cycle, balanced, and his forward chemistry is spot on. His second line chemistry is almost spot on. His third line chemistry is almost spot on as well. And so his fourth line chemistry, the only thing that's different on all of these lines is the efficiency energy biased. Some of the times with our current head coach, Aiden Generous, there's balanced, and with Čechmanek, there's like efficient or whatever. So we are going to go after Bedřich Čechmanek to be our AHL head coach, and we are going to give him, we should probably figure out however much is left on 1 year left on Generous. Ooh, okay. Well, then we are going to go after Čechmanek, and we are going to give him I don't want to give him a 1 year deal. Let's give him 3. We'll give him 3 years to make sure he signs. We'll give him like $1 million. I do not really care about the scouting or the budget for all that, to be honest with you. I couldn't really give a shit. Coaches or scouts are all fine. I don't really care about scouts either. So hopefully Chechmanek will sign with us because that would be so perfect for our chemistry to see if our prospects work in the big leagues. With all that being said, let's take a look at our team now. I do wish there was like an edit lines feature, but there is not. So centers, first line center, Eriksson, Ek, Rossi. We're going to have Goudreau and Ogren, except Ogren is he up to a third line now? He's still listed as depth. Ugh, okay. So we'll keep Ogren on the fourth line for right away. Johnston is going to play on the wing. So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the right amount of wingers. Defensemen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So defenseman is good. Forwards are good as well. I think the only upgrades that I would make for this team would maybe just look for a better guy over Bogosian. But 2 years left on Bogosian. We also could look for a Jacob Middleton trade as well. That's another thing that we can keep our eyes open for this offseason. Goalies are good. Gustafsson and Fleury are going to be fine for us. Gustafsson did not grow at all. How many years left do we have in this guy? 2 years left. Do we want to trade Fleury and roll with Gustafsson and Wallstedt? Because I really feel like Wallstedt's potential is being wasted. He's listed as a backup goalie. He's still medium elite. I really don't want to leave him down in the AHL and have him just rot, and then eventually he goes down to like high backup potential. Like that would not be ideal at all. So maybe we're looking for a Fleury trade as well. I don't quite know what I want to do with all that just yet. But we are going to go to the trade block, and we are going to put Fleury and Middleton on the trading block. Oh, Marc-Andre Fleury. Surplus. Make sure we just turn that all off. And as far as wants go, turn that all off too. Because there isn't really any players that I want to upgrade on this team. I think we're deep and we're solid. I think we're good. I think we are good. Let's just take a peek at free agency here. Vlad Tarasenko is on the open market. Now we also have to keep in mind that we only have $4 million to play with, which is not a lot of money. But I mean, guys like Pavelski, Hronik would be awesome. This guy would be sick, but can't afford him. And he would want, oh, he's an RFA. Holy shit. And he would want more term than I'm willing to give out. I'm only willing to give out a 2-year contract so far. So a guy like Chris Tanev would be perfect. Defensive defenseman on that third D pairing. He only wants 2 years as well. He would be a sick guy to have on that third pair. So let's go ahead and offer Christopher Tanev. What does he want? He wants 4.4 mil. So if we want Tanev, we'll have to clear up some cap space for him. Because I think I need to offer him like 4.75 if we want to sign him, because there's already 2 other teams that are interested. So the one player that the first thought that came into my mind is Freddie Goudreau. 2 mil for 4 more years. And we can put Kuznetsov on that fourth line now. On that fourth line center. If we trade Freddie Goudreau. I mean, he had a great year down in the AHL, 59 points. I think we're going to do that. Freddie Goudreau is going to get traded. Kuznetsov is going to crack the NHL team, and then we're going to use that cap space to go out and sign Chris Tanev. I like that. So first thing we have to do, however, is find Freddie Goudreau's 10-team trade list. I'm going to go through with the with the Twitch assistant GMs and figure that one out. So we went through with the Twitch scouts and we found out Freddie Gaudreau's 10-team trade list: Calgary, Columbus, Edmonton, Florida, the Islanders, Philly, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Vancouver. Half of those teams didn't want him. The only teams that did were Edmonton, Florida, the Islanders, Tampa Bay, and Vancouver. Tampa Bay wants him. They want to give up a second. I don't want to take back any cap space because that's why we're making this trade. So Freddie Gaudreau to Tampa Bay for a second round pick, rejected. We are saving salaries. So then why are you interested in a guy who is making money? Give me back like a Tanner Jeannot, and then let me just buy him out. Rather, Okay, whatever. Okay, so Florida's not gonna work. How about to the Islanders? To the Islanders for a second round pick. Trade accepted. Freddie Gaudreau is off the team, and now we have enough money to go out and sign Christopher Tanev. I like the look of that. Chris Tanev. We are going to give him 4.75 for 1 year or 2 years. Let's go down to like 4.6. 4.65 for. Oh, do I want to give him 2 years or just the one? I think I'll give him 2 years. I'll give him 2 years. That's the end of our window. We have a 2-year cup window. Chris Tanev is going to be a part of it for those 2 years. And that's kind of the only free agent that I want to offer a contract to. So let's simulate here. Bedřich Čechmanek, there you go. The AHL head coach is there. So now our coaching chemistries are synced. We can go into the AHL squad and we can see the chemistries there, and we will be able to tell if those prospects are going to fit on the NHL team thanks to Bedřich Čechmanek. I'm happy about that. I am very happy about that. But we got to see Christopher Tanev signs with the Minnesota Wild. I was extremely happy to accept your offer. That is big. So now we're gonna keep Bogosian. Of course, we're gonna keep Bogosian, except he is gonna be scratched for us. He's gonna be a depth piece in case we get an injury on the back end, because we already know he works with the chemistries, and he's not better than anybody else on the defense. So Christopher Tanev is on the squad. We are happy about that. We just got a whole lot deeper now. Let's make sure that we save the game here, and then let's go in and check out who has signed where. Who has signed? So Ozzy Weissblatt to Vegas. Kulikov to Seattle. Oh shit. Teuvo Teravainen to St. Louis. Duchesne and Gostisbehere to Chicago. So the Central Division getting a little bit stronger. Brady Shea and Dylan DeMello to Utah. So the Central Division getting way stronger. Chandler Stevenson to the Sharks. So the Sharks somehow already made the playoffs, and now they're adding in the offseason. That's good for them. RFAs Byfield and Roenick re-sign. Gagne to Philly. Capo Caco to Winnipeg. Stanley Cup champions are adding pieces now. Dallas replaces Chris Tanev with Ilya Lyubushkin. Daniel Sprong to Columbus. Eric Gustafsson back to Calgary. Martinez to Montreal. Tyler Johnston to the Islanders. So we just traded them Freddie Gaudreau as a depth center, and now they are adding Tyler Johnston as another depth center. Nikita Zadorov, 5 years with the Ducks. Wow. Ekman Larsson to Nashville. So the Central Division just got much stronger with like Duchesne, Teravainen. There was Ekman Larsson. Who else came to the Central? Brady Shea, Dylan DeMello came to the Central. So Central Division getting a whole lot stronger. We're going to simulate up to next season. Hopefully we're not going to get a whole lot of trade offers. If we do, I hope it's like Jacob Middleton for some solid picks here. We're not even going to get a single trade offer now. So it looks like we are going to start the season with Jacob Middleton. Unless, yeah, probably. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the lineup for the year number 2 Minnesota Wild. It's very good. It is very good. The only acquisition that we had in the offseason was Wyatt Johnston, and this team just grew. The team just grew. Zadina grew. Johansson, Kubalik grew. Ogren grew. Kuznetsov is up to an 81 now, so he's going to be that fourth line center. He's listed as a depth forward, so as soon as that changes to like third line, then we are going to have some decisions to make. Because Marco Rossi listed as the second line forward, Wyatt Johnston listed as a second line forward, Philip Zadina listed as a third line forward. However, we don't want to play Zadina on the third line. I would really love him on that second line, except I really want one of these snipers, Johnston or Zadina, to play with the playmaker of Marcus Johansson. However, we kind of lose some chemistry if we do that, and I feel bad putting the young guy on the third line in favor of Grandpa Zucker. So I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what the plan with that is, but we do have to put at least one of Johnston, Rossi, and Zadina on that third line, and I would really hate to have two of them on that third line because Rossi has medium elite potential. I don't want to stunt his growth at all. So we have some decisions to make now. Defensively, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Shillington and Faber on that first line because they get good chemistry. Look at Shillington, 2 green checks, Faber, 2 green checks. As soon as these guys get some X factors coming in, we're going to be looking really good. Brodin and Spurgeon both despise playing on the first line. That chemistry is just so bad for both of them on the first line. But you put them on the second line and they get a +5. So we're happy with that. And then that third pair is going to be our shutdown pair. Middleton and Tanev are 2 defensive defensemen. As far as the power play goes, +5 on that first line. Zuccarello is going to be feeding it to Kaprizov. Boldy will be our puck carrier. On that second power play line, it'll be Johansson to Zadina with Shillington, trying to get some young guys some ice time now. Penalty kill I didn't have to touch at all because I thought it was all really solid. I thought it was all good. So penalty kill is not touched. As far as extra lines go, that's fine. The only thing I'll change is extra attacker, and I don't even have to change that. So that's good. We also have to talk about our goalies. Philip Gustafsson, I think, is going to be the backup, but Marc-Andre Fleury is not going to be our starter because Jesper Wallstedt is 85 overall. He and that medium elite potential jumped up 5 overall points in the offseason. So the Marc-Andre Fleury trade was a maybe heading into the offseason. It is a definite now because if we keep him down in the AHL, he's not going to grow at all. So Wallstedt is going to have to come up. Fleury is going to have to go, which is sad. It's so sad. But even strength lines in the AHL look a little something like this. Brandsteg Nygaard, I don't know if I want to bump him up to that second line. And you know what? I think I will. He fits really well with these coaches' chemistries. He fits really well in that middle six. And that's exactly what we're looking for Michael Brandsteg Nygaard. As far as defensive goes, the chemistry is looking really good as well. And the penalty kill, Brandsteg Nygaard is on the first line penalty kill, power play. He's on the second line power play. And goalies is going to be Wallstedt or not Wallstedt, it's going to be McIntyre. And Jones, medium starter potential. Okay, I like that. Because Wallstedt is getting called up to the NHL as soon as we trade away Marc-Andre Fleury, which we are going to have to get a new trade list for Marc-Andre Fleury, and we're probably going to have to trade him for some picks as well. So, yeah, I don't know where we want to go in the video. We're not going to do any simulation here. I just don't know if we want to make any trades. Captaincy all looks good. All looks good. I don't know if I want to make any trades in this video. I don't know how far I want to sim in this video. I don't think I want to do any simming in this video, but we will have to make a preseason Marc-Andre Fleury trade. So we're listed as a seller. Brother, did you see the lines, dog? Anyway, we're going to go through and we're going to get Marc-Andre Fleury's trade list. We're going to trade him away, hopefully, for like a second or a third round pick, or maybe even a decent prospect. So we will cut to that when we have it. We only have two teams. Sorry, I think I'm forgetting here. Okay, we only have 3 teams that we can trade Marc-Andre Fleury to: the Buffalo Sabres, Montreal Canadiens, and Washington Capitals. I really would like to send him to Montreal. It just makes sense for him to play for his hometown team. So maybe we can get a third for him. There are more than 50 players in the org, so we have to take back a skater. Um, any decent prospects? Decent prospects. Guindon. Cedric Guindon. Sure, let's try that. So Marc-Andre Fleury for a third and Cedric Guindon trade accepted. Marc-Andre Fleury shipped off to the Montreal Canadiens. It just makes sense. It really does in the system. Let's go ahead and bring Wallstead up. Edit NHL lines. He's going to be the starting goalie as well, because he is just better than Gustafsson. So, Wallstead, there you go. McIntyre going to be filled in by Jones, 23, 32. Yep, so Jones going to be the starter there. And then Guindon as well. Who is too old to play on this team? Ellison. Center. Or scratched. Maybe he was in the CHL. Mikey Milne? Milne? I don't fucking know. Get him in there. Get him in there. I should also mention scratched in the NHL is Phillips. Oh, why is he in the NHL? So scratched in the NHL is going to be Phillips and Bogosian. We can always call somebody up if we get that many injuries, but I don't think we will. Roster moves, we're going to send Guindon down. Whoops. Go like this. Guindon, confirm. And then maybe, just maybe, we can find a spot for him to play in the AHL, but I don't think, though, he's only 70 overall. And there's not really anybody. Okay, well, that looks like the squad, the team that we're going to roll with. You guys got to let me know what you want to do with the Johnston, Rossi, Zadina predicament. I really wish that I could get them all on the second line, but I just can't, so we need to figure out which one we want up on that second line. Johnston is just better for chemistry, but I really would like Zadina playing with Johansson as that playmaker, but we put him up on that second line, we get better chemistry. Boldy's got 89 passings. We get better passing than Johansson as well. I don't even know. Better offensive awareness too. So maybe we keep Zadina up there with Boldy. Maybe we get that 2 snipers, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you want me to do with Johnston, Zadina, and Rossi. We're not trading any of them. Yeah, like we just can't do that. That'll make no sense. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. And then as well, let me know your thoughts on the defensive lines. Do we want to roll with Shillington, Faber, and Brodin and Spurgeon on that second pair? Or do you want to put the tenured guys up on that first line and lose all that chemistry? I don't know. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video for the start of year number 2.